Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. That you can understand from this setup that I am not in Chicago. I am in the Ottawa. I've come over here to give a couple of talks before the devotees of the Ottawa, the Vedanta Society. Under the guidance of Swami Kripamananda ji, a group of devotees, they have purchased a beautiful church, and now it is converted into a shrine. They meet over there, and slowly the numbers is increasing, and devotees from other cities also they are coming to celebrate their 16th year annual celebration. So I came here along with Swami Kripamananda. I came from there to Toronto, then drove from there to this Ottawa. Now today, as because it is a Sunday, I am just recording my talk, and maybe it will be directly given to you. And let us begin, as we usually do, from the Chandogya. We will chant this mantra and know the meaning of the mantra. Om appayantu mamangani vak pranaschakshusotramatha balamindriyani cha sarvani. O, may my limbs, speech, vital force, eyes, ears, also a strength and all the organs, Sarvam Brahmo Upanishadam, become well developed, everything is the Brahman. Maham Brahma Nirakurjam, may I not deny Brahman. Mama Brahma Nirakarod, may not Brahman deny me. Anirakarnamastu anirakaranam mestu. May neither Brahman nor me deny each other. Atmani nirateya upanishatsu dharmaste mai santu. May all the virtues mentioned in the Upanishad manifest in me, who am trying sincerely to realize Brahman. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, Peace. As we have already discussed, that the Pranam mantra, or we can say the Shanti mantra of the Veda, gives the idea of the whole Upanishad. As because we are studying the Chandogya, the Chandogya and all Upanishads, this speaks about Brahman. And this Brahman is everything. The last Sunday, 18th, when we were discussing, that the topic was everything is Brahman, that he found the Shilaka and the Dalabhya, the two friends who thought they know about Brahman, and Jaibali was the third friend who was watching them debating. So one was asking another, and the debate was going on, the discussion was going on, and finally it was decided, no, they don't know the Brahman. So this is a very vital point about the Brahma Jnana. If you feel that you have realized Brahman, then you have not realized. This is a very peculiar thing, very special thing. It is a natural, the revelation. So it is not something that I do and then I get. Now I am going to my teacher and then learning mathematics, and slowly I am developing, and now I can solve many of the mathematical problems. That is a different thing. But Brahma Jnana is not like that. It is a total revelation, and inside it comes, only Guru gives you the idea. Now, many a times we have discussed, and when we were reading, there also we mentioned The king Janaka is a great king, and we get his name almost in all the Upanishads. And this king Janaka, he was curious to know the Brahma. The Brahman, that is the all pervading consciousness, he heard that if you get a proper guru who can instruct you, then you can get the Brahma Jnana in a flash. And it takes only that much time as a horse rider takes the time to ride on his horse, that much time. So Narada, the king, was curious. So he went on asking this question to so many scholars, but they could not give the answer. Ultimately, the Rishi Ashtabakra, he came, and when he heard that, you have to come along with me, we will go on the end of the jungle, and there I will give you this knowledge. So he was bubbling with this curiosity. So he said, okay. So we can imagine that he took his horse because it takes that much time for a person who is riding on the horse, whether I get the Brahma Jnana in that way or not. Now, if we follow the story, what happened? Both of them, they went on the edge of that jungle. There was no one around. Then the Rishi told him, so if I give you the Brahma Jnana, there will be no difference between you and me. There will be no difference between Guru and Shishya. And obviously, you should give me whatever you are supposed to give as a disciple to the teacher. Offer me that right now. Then only I will teach you Brahma Jnana. Otherwise, you won't give, you will forget. And when we read, we can feel that the king Janaka was not happy with this. The guru is asking for the gift and the pranami, as we call, the respect that you are supposed to do. So, out of that, I think to some extent, the anger, and he said, well, you want that? The whole kingdom that I am the king, I am giving to you. Then also, he said, I give you my body, I give you my mind, I give you my soul, I give you my everything to you. Please teach me what is Brahma Jnana. Now, from here begins the teaching. After that, Guru said, you promised that you have given me everything, right? Don't forget it. Wait, I'm coming. And he left. Now the king was waiting, and waiting, obviously fuming. In the beginning, he was wondering what happened to this man. He has cheated me, and he told that he will teach me, and nothing has happened. Why he has left? Then he is not coming back. Then what will happen? Like this, he was going on thinking. Suddenly, one thought came in his mind, well, where I will go? Well, I have given my kingdom to him. I have no place to go over here. So I have to wait. So his mind became calm and his ego went away. I am no more a king. I am an ordinary person who has no place to go. So I have to wait for my guru. Let him come. Then, second, also inside he was thinking, such a great personality cheated me. Then again, the second thought came in his mind, I have given my mind to my guru. How come that I am thinking? I should not think. I have no right to think because I have already given my mind to the guru. And the mind became still. So slowly, his anger, his ego vanished. Then, because of his discrimination, that I am no one, this body I have given to my guru, the mind I have given to my guru, then how come that I am thinking in my own way? I cannot, because this is no more my mind, it is Guru's mind. I have given to him. He became calm, and the revelation of the Brahman came. He became so happy, he forgot that he is waiting over there all alone, standing with a horse. Then the Guru appeared and he said, You have got the knowledge. Now, friends, from this teaching we can understand he is giving the indication. Our Shastra, our Veda, it gives the indication. That much. Because the Brahma Jnana we cannot achieve. Anything that we can achieve by doing something is temporary. That is why the Indian philosophy, particularly Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, they never talk about Swarga. Sarga is there, conception is there, but they say mukti, liberation, nirvana. Why? Because after the Brahma Jnana, there is no limit. And how the Brahma Jnana comes? Automatically. When your ego is not there, your mind is still, automatically it comes because you are that. So that is the idea. That is called Brahma Jnana. Then why so many Upanishads? Why so many teachings? Why so many commentary on that? Why so many philosophy? Just to prepare our mind. Because we do not understand. So through different stories and different way, they always try take our mind to that great knowledge, Brahma Jnana. The one thing we should keep in our mind that Brahma Jnana cannot be achieved. It is natural, it is normal. And only we are removing the cowards from our mind, that much. That the Shilaka, the Alabhya, Jivaka, they couldn't solve the problem. Then ultimately, it is Atidhanya. He said to Udara Shandilya. We know that Udara Shandilya, he came to that Atidhanya, he said, Yabatte, as long as Prajayam, Enam, Vedishyanti, the people strive to realize Brahman, Tabat, so long, Ashmin Loke, in their lives in this world, Ebhya Parobariya Jivanam, also in the other world, will be progressively higher and better. So, what is human life? It is a progress. They are going on making the progresses. This is called existence and living. All these trees, the hills, they're all existing. Maybe thousands and thousands of years. Himalaya and all other things, they're existing. Even Sri Krishna, Sri Rama, Arjuna, they all saw that Himalaya we see now. Himalaya is only existing. But who is living? Human being is living. Why? He is going on thinking. He is going on developing. He is going on analyzing and making the progress. And ultimately he goes to the source from where he came. And the source is known as Brahman, the word, the name they have given. There is no name. It cannot be given any name. The moment there is the name and form, it is limited. But without the name, we cannot think of. So they have given the name Brahman. It means all pervasiveness, and it is the consciousness only. So this is Brahman. And then again they say, Om iti Brahma. What is this Omkara? It is again a word form of the Brahman. Why they have given that? So that we can meditate on that. We can concentrate our mind on that. It is not Brahman. But it's a, well, for your progress, for your journey, for your learning, Om iti Brahma. Om is very, very auspicious for the Hindus. Everywhere they will be begin with the Omkara. So this Om. Then again they say, Brahman is Sat Chit Ananda Sarupa. Sat existence, Chit knowledge, and Ananda. That is Sat Chit Ananda. Why these three? Now, if we look at us, they say, you are Brahman. So, what a audacity. How can you say like that? It is blasphemy to tell us, the ordinary people, who are telling lies, who are doing this and that. How can that be Brahman? He said, no. All that you are doing because you are under the spell of the Maya. You do not know yourself, so you are telling like this. But in reality, you are that Brahman. You are so pure. You are supreme. You are all pervasive, all powerful, all knowing. So that is the concept of the Brahman. But I am beginning with this. Sometimes we say Om, sometimes it says Brahma, sometimes it says Satchidananda. But is there any proof? If we look, all the beings, they are having three quality equal everywhere. It is present in every being, right from the ant up to that elephant, everywhere. What is that? We don't like to die. No one wants to die. But the same type of quality present in every being, even the trees don't, the birds, insects, nothing. How it is, the equal quality in everything? Because that from where we have come, all everything, right from the trees and up to the human being, up to Buddha, everything has come from the same origin. And that origin is known as Brahman. So from here we can conclude, as if you make different sizes of sweets, maybe round, maybe for different type of shapes, you give different name, different color, but all will be sweet because the original from where it has come is sugar. Obviously everything is sweet. The same common feature will be there. So we also don't like to die because our Creator is eternal. And that eternal in Sanskrit they call it Sat. Then, if you notice that everything is curious to know, that quality is also present. So it is called Chit. Chit means the knowledge. Our Creator is the source of knowledge. So we are also constantly trying to know out of our curiosity. And finally, you will never ever find that anyone, anything wants to be unhappy. No, we all wants to be happy. Same thing present in every being. So we conclude in this way that whatever we see in this manifested world, in this phenomena, this all has come from that Brahman, that alone. Why? These are the proofs. It is not that somebody came down from the heaven and dictated us. No, it is the proof. And the Sat Chit Ananda Sarupa. This is the Brahman. So Ananda we understand. Existence we understand. Knowledge we understand. So if we say all pervasive consciousness, meditate on that, ponder over that, think of that, how it is possible? So they gave these helps. Here he says, if you are, and your all subjects, the people in this world, as long as they will pursue for this particular knowledge, not only in this loka, in this world, but also after life in the heaven and then after, they will be progressing and progressing. So Atidhanya said to Udara Shandilya, Yabatte prajayam enam vedishyante tabat astin loke asmin loke ebhya parobariya jivanam. And what is this knowledge? Brahman is everything. Brahman is everything. That's why the Hindus cannot hurt anyone. Sometimes some people they think that why the Hindus should not be militant. They can. That's not no wrong. But when you are talking about religion, talking about the philosophy, talking about the practices to develop your spiritual life, no, you are not allowed to hurt anyone, even in your thought. Why? Because everything is the same. but as a social, political, economical, and as they call it in this human life, human society, of course you have every right to protect yourself. Who says no? So we should not mix up these two things. One, that is the philosophy, that is the religion, that is the truth. Another, in a practical living condition, as long as I don't go up to that, I must protect myself. So that is the way we should think. Otherwise, we mix up the supreme spirituality and a religion with this day to day life. No, it is not, it should not. Everyone has the right to protect. Everyone has the right to perform in their own way. But at the same time, and in this Hinduism also, we find they have different ashramas. Brahmacharya, Garhastha, Banaprastha, Sannyasa, the ashrama. Then they have the responsibility, and this responsibility is studying and then earning money and settling down and making the progress in this society life, then retire life, then prepare for the final journey, sannyas. So these are the goals. And like this, it is all because slowly a human is prepared. Why? Because ultimately he wants to go to the ultimate happiness, and ultimate happiness is the knowledge of Brahman. And what is the knowledge of Brahman? I am that. Here it says, Ekam eva asti. Ekam eva asti. Existing, what? Eka. What is that Eka? Consciousness. Now we can always remember the conversation that Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna had with the Master Mahashaya, the Mahendralal Gupta, that he was the recorder of the Kathamrita, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. He was Amy of Calcutta University in those days, and when he came to meet Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he asked about this, the whether your wife is a knowledgeable person or not. In those days, women were not allowed to go to school to learn, so naturally, he said she is very good, but uneducated. Agyani, he used the word, and Sri Ramakrishna rebuked him. And you think you are a Gyani? Because he knows some few subjects of the external, this world. You are Gyani? And he was wondering, am I not? I am Amy from Calcutta University. In those days, Amy was the highest, what's called the subject, title we can say. And naturally, the one MA, second MA, third MA, they used to do like that. And he was wondering what happened. Then Sri Ramakrishna said, to know one is knowledge. To know many is ignorance. To know one is knowledge. So this is the ultimate teaching of the Hinduism. The moment you know one, you forget, and there cannot be any idea of two. How can you hate others? How can you fight with others? In the spiritual world, in the religious realm, there is no two, there is no hatred. Some other philosophies may say like that, but we are not going to copy them. In the social life, different. Spiritual life, different. And this is the highest ideal. In the first chapter, a 10th khanda is a present the story of Usasti. And another, and then this is a story of a Brahmin who is to live in the Kuru. Kuru, Panchala, different states were there in India. More than 15,000 states were there at the time of Sri Krishna. Then small kings. There was no supreme ruler in India ever. Only after the Islamic, they came and they tried to make the whole India under one banner. And finally, the Britishers, they were successful bringing all the places together under their rule. But India was always separated because of the culture and the different weather, different language. But one thing was same, that is their religion. And the religion was the Vedic religion, everywhere. So this, they say, Usasti, who used to live in the Kuru, unfortunately, the at that time in the Kuru, they had a hailstorm and that destroyed everything. That there was the scarcity of food. And he was a Brahmin. Brahmins, they used to earn by performing some spiritual thing by that way. They were qualified people, but they chose the life of a spiritual beggar. Like nowadays, the monks, they're supposed to live on alms of the different people, the help from the different people. They don't earn. What do? They practice high spiritual values and they propagate that in the society. So that the minds of the people should be always on a higher plane. Otherwise, it goes down to the body, and the body means no difference between the animals and human. So if you think in that line, you will find that they are also hungry, we also. They feel sleepy, we also. They feel other, we also. The like this, we are all same. Ahara, nidra, bhaya, etc. So that way, we are only different from the dharma. And they say, dharmena hina pashubhi samana. Without that, what is that dharma? High moral values. Nowadays in the society we find the atrocities on the women, the disrespect for the women, so much so rampant. And there are people, they are demanding and different things, but who is going to protect whom? How it is possible to protect every individual? You cannot give the police behind everyone. So what is the way out? Moral values. So if you have the moral values, a teaching right from their beginning of their life, when they are children, they grow up with that idea, they will never change it. There will be very less incidents, that's for sure. Because human being is nothing but their thoughts, their mind. And if you can put in their thoughts the higher values, some people they think, no, we should not, this is all spiritual, religious thing, we should not. And without religion, what remains? Only food, only survival. By that, how people will survive? And they will be like this only. So this is the thing we must, all the scripture, why they are, to make us a real good human being. And from there, if you want, you can become God. The human being is standing on the threshold of divinity and devilishness. If you step down to this side, you are a devil. If you go up and you are a God, it depends on the thoughts. And how the thoughts come? By hearing, by reading, by knowing, by seeing, the thoughts come. And that is called ahara. It is not that only when we are eating that is ahara. It's a wrong conception. We are eating through 5 different organs. Through our eyes, through our nose, through our ear, through our touch, and of course through the tongue. And we concentrate on tongue only. No, that's the wrong thing. And that is why those who are eating so-called pure food are very corrupted people. Because they are not controlling the other organs. And they don't know that. And that is why knowledge is necessary. Here, this Brahmin, who was a Brahmin and he chose that life of austerity, only I should live a higher spiritual life and I will teach it to the society. That was his decision. He used to live in that way. Not that he used to beg. He used to go, and his knowledge was yajna. He knew a very good performer of yajnas. The rich people, the kings, they used to hire him. He will go perform the yajnas for them and they will give him money. That was his earning. And by that way he used to survive. Now, here, because of the hailstorm, no food was available, and people were hungry everywhere. And this man, there was no food for few days. So he went to a place where the elephant keepers of the king, there are a lot of elephants, those keepers were there. They used to feed the elephants some food and also they used to eat. This Brahmin went to that place and he saw the elephant, the driver, he is eating something, very cheap food. Some beans he was eating. Look at it. This Brahmin went and told him, Sa hebhyam kushma kushma shan khadantam bibhikshe. Bibhikshe, he begged. Bhikha, bibhiksha. So he said, bibhikshe, what khadyantam, that food. What food? That man was eating from his own plate. And who is that man? An elephant keeper, elephant driver. Saw that Brahmin, hebhyam, kushma, and that is not a very good food. The kushma shan khadantam bivikshe. Then he said, Etesham me dehiti. Would you please give me some of that food which you are eating? Because he didn't eat for many days. He was very, very hungry. He was thinking that I am going to die. In that condition, he went and told, Etesham, the food that you are eating, from that defiled food, dehiti may, please give something from that. So naturally, the driver, the elephant driver, gave his leftover food to Usasti. The name of the Brahmin was Usasti. And said, well, if you want, you can drink from my cup also. Because water was there, because that was a dry type of food. So obviously you need some water to drink. So here, I have drank the half of from the cup. You can use the water also. Now here you find this man, what he is telling. Ushasti, a Brahmin and a scholar, did not hesitate to accept the leftover, but refused to drink from the cup of the driver. No, I cannot drink from that cup. You have already drank half of that water, and because of that, it will be, if I drink from there, it will be a defiled water or food I am taking. I cannot do that. Food he took, but the water he didn't accept. Naturally, as we are thinking, why? That driver also, he also thought in that way. He said, how come you have taken my defiled food, but why you are hesitating to take my water? His answer was, there is no food at all anywhere. And this is the only food that I can see on your plate. So when I eat something to protect my life, there is no harm. But with water is everywhere, it is available. Why should I drink the defiled water, water that you have already drank from that? I should not. It's not necessary. Food is necessary to survive. No other food anywhere. Had there been, I would not have come to you to beg. As because there is nothing. So when there is this challenge is there, a man can go beyond the Vedic custom. Defiling food one should not eat. There's sometimes that I don't know when you go to the restaurants and all that, where sometimes when they are cooking, they'll be tasting that, and the same spoon they will put down and again they will use. This is defiled food. But we do not know, so what to do? But when you say that defiled food, we should not eat, because that is not good. So that is the hygienic way also. One should not. So one should be very, very careful in the kitchen. So in the kitchen, usually they cook. If you go to the kitchen of our the Jagannath temple, they'll be covering their head so that the hair is not falling. They will covering their face and nose also so that they, nothing is going on that food. By that way, one should cook. So this is mainly for the hygiene, and secondly, it carries the quality also, quality of that person. If he is a very high quality person, then it could become prasad. Even then, the defiled food should not be given to anyone. If you like to take fast, and then you eat. Anything that you offer to God, the first thing, I should not think, oh, I have 14 people and I should cook this much and then I will offer to God so that we can get the prasad. No, you should not think it that way. I am cooking for God. It may be small quantities, maybe whatever quantity, but it is only for God. Your thought should be that way. Otherwise, God cannot accept it. When I am purchasing sweets, purchasing for God only. So let me purchase a full packet, two I will give to God and balance I will not. To purchase two separately for God. So why? This is the psychology that I am going to give it to Him. Afterwards, what happens, whether He eats or not, that is a different thing. But I will give this to Him. So that psychology, that means the 100% dedicated for that. So here the Usasti, that he was maintaining his norms, and he never forgot his dignity. As a Brahmin, he is supposed to do this, but when it is a challenge, the life is in danger, then you can do it. There is nothing wrong. So Usasti begged and accepted the defiled food from the elephant driver, but rejected to drink. Elephant driver asked this question to Usasti. Ete upi uchista na sweet? My food is also uchista. My food is also defiled, isn't it? Ete upi, ete means my food, upi uchista, na sweet. Don't you think in that way? Sir, you refuse to drink from my cup because that water was defiled. What about my food? That was also defiled. In answer, the Usasti, the Brahmin, said, Ubachaha Usasti, Iman akhadan nabai ajibishyam iti. Well, I would have died without the food. Hence, to save my life, I have eaten your defiled food. That is nothing wrong. To save the life, one can tell the lies. To save the life, one can take the defiled food. To save the life, one can break the different law also. So by that is the way one can say in this. The food. But plenty of water is available, hence I should not break the Vedic code. This is the traditional code that is coming down. When life is at stake, one can break the code. Otherwise, one should follow the Vedic code. One is not supposed to tell the lies. But when the life is at stake, there was a debate between Dalai Lama and our Swami Ranganathanandaji long back. We were all novices that time, brahmacharyans, and in Calcutta Ladies Club, they arranged that. And it was the basement auditorium of the Builder Temple, Calcutta. We all went. It was almost a debate between the Buddhism and Hinduism. And Dalai Lama was not knowing English at the time, and he was having the interpreter. But the gentleman who was asking questions suddenly asked a question to the Dalai Lama, Sir, do you tell lies? And he is very simple type of person. And he said yes, without asking the interpreter what is the question actually, he said yes. The moment he said yes, and naturally he said, oh, look at it. Even the holy people like Dalai Lama also telling the lies, and what about us, we can, like them. And we were thinking he will be asking the same question to the Ranganathananda ji. And obviously he will say, no, we are not supposed to tell the lies. But our, that when the same question was repeated to the Ranganathananda ji, he said, yes. We also, then obviously he said, Swami, you also tell lies? Hindus, Buddhists, all the spiritual people will tell lies? Then there was a commotion. But the Ranganathan said, I have not completed my answer. Listen to this story. Then he quoted a story from the Mahabharata. The one monk was there who never spoke lies, a gentleman. So he used to live all alone in a jungle. He had a cottage, and in the evening time, he used to sit on the outside and used to take the name of God. Suddenly, he found a man with all blood all over the body, ran and he said, Swami, I am going to hide this way. Please don't indicate the dacoits who are attacking me to where I am going. And after, so when he went to the right, the dacoits came afterwards, asked the question, and they were sure this man never tell lies. And they asked, and without any hesitation, he said, go to the left. He went to the right, he showed the other way. Now, because of the falsehood, the man's life was saved. Now, another incident, that Lord Krishna himself was involved. And many people say, oh, Krishna told lies. No, he said the right thing. Why? The great Acharya, Dronacharya, and he was killing hundreds and thousands of people on that day. And no one could fight against him, not even the Arjuna. And Krishna himself was not taking up the arms because he promised, I am not going to fight in this war. So what to do? How to save the life of these people? Then he told that Yudhishthira should go, and Yudhishthira must say some lies to this man. His son's name was Ashwathwama. He loved this son. So if you go and tell Ashwathwama is dead, and the Bhima has killed Ashwathwama, then as a father, naturally he will sit down, he won't fight. That happened. But Yudhishthira was hesitant in the beginning. When the God himself is asking him to tell the lies, Yudhishthira was hesitant, so he told Ashwathama Hatha, then in a lower voice, Iti Gaja. That we heard, but it was not necessary. To save the life of so many people, that lie is the truth. So we have to understand this point also. This Brahmin, he said, see, my life was at stake, I was going to die. So I broke the code. And so I took your food, the defiled food. But about the water, it is not. So I won't take the water. That this is so nicely he put over here. We learn this dignity when we should do what from here. When life is at stake, one can break the code. Usasti brought some food for his wife. That also shows, even when he was so hungry, he has a wife and he knew that she is there in the home. So whatever little food he got from the driver, he ate half of it and half he brought for his wife. But in the meantime, his wife got something from other people. She ate, and when he brought the food, she kept it for the next day. This shows, even if you are hungry, if you are a married person, you must take care of your wife and children, because that is your dharma. The dharma, that how it is teaching. To this story, he could eat the whole thing because he was so hungry. But no, whatever little that was, he made it half, he ate half, and he brought for his wife. This indication that you must keep your dharma. As a husband, this is your dharma to protect your wife too. But anyway, the wife got the food, she kept it. Next day morning, Ushasti got up and said, "Oh, if I had some food, because without food, I don't, naturally, I can talk, I can go. If I had some food, I could go to that king who is organizing a sacrifice, a yajna, and could show my knowledge, prove my knowledge over there, and could earn some money." See the confidence. And if there was some food, I could go there, and I'm sure the king would appoint me as a chief priest, and I could earn some wealth. Here we find that if one has the self confidence, then even in that worst condition, one can become successful. But these are the small, small teachings. When we are reading this book, we should not miss these points. So when we are reading the story, oh, if I knew this, if I had that, but actually he is going on according to the code that I am supposed to protect my family, and as a male member, I am supposed to earn, and I am confident because I have that knowledge of a priest. And when they are having the sacrifice, they need the priest. So I could go and show my that knowledge and complete it. And this, here he is saying, hearing his words, the wife came and tam jaya ubacha. Then his wife said, Hantapate, O my husband, ima eva kushmasha iti. The whatever food that you brought for me, I kept it. That is here. Do you like to eat those things? Ushasti got ready, ate those leftover beans, and then went to the place where the preparation for the yajna was going on. He was a scholar and a very detailed, having very detailed knowledge about the rituals. So he was confident that I can prove myself there. Tatra udgatrin ashaste toshamanan upaveshan. Here you see the dignity. Now he is a scholar. He didn't sit with all other people, those who were present. He went straight to those people, those who were the priest over there. Then priest had the great respect. Naturally, even here we see in the temple, the priest can go inside the sanctum sanctorium, and other people are not allowed. He knew, though at this moment I am very poor, but I am supposed to be over there. So straight he went and he sat over there. Tatra udgatrin ashaske tashyamanan upaveshan. Is seeing the singing priest seated near them. Saho prastutaram ubacha. Then he asked those singing priests. Now there are different type of priests. We will just mention and conclude today. And the yajna that developed slowly, different type of paraphernalia came, and it became really, really complicated afterwards. But if you can utter the mantra properly and perform that properly, effect is also there. And the Dasharatha, he performed because he was not having any issue. So obviously he invited some of the priests and requested them to perform the yajna. They performed, and he got the blessings. He got the sons. So like that, it was possible, and still possible. Now he went and he saw that, he sat over there and he asked them, Prastota ya devota prastabam annayatta tvam avichanchet pratnoshasi te murdha vipatishyati iti. Now this Sanskrit is a little difficult because it's the old Sanskrit. But Bhagavad Gita Sanskrit is very simple Sanskrit. So we can read, anyone can read, and they can understand. It's a little complicated because of the old thing. So he is asking, oh, Prastathrotri, the one who is going to chant, if you sing that prastava, that without knowing the deity, that belong to the prastava. Now I am chanting some stotras, and that is for some deity. I do not know those deity, it has no effect. So, do you know them? If you don't know, your head will fall. Te murdha vipatishyati. It is not that somebody will cut it. No. You'll be insulted. A respected person, when insulted before others, then that is like his head has been cut down. You know that it is all symbolic. In some of the temples, the Hindus, they go and they will shave their hair over there, shaving. It means I am giving my head to you, God, not the hair. Here is the same symbol, but in reality, they do not know. They all go, the ladies, and in South India mainly, they do, and they are very fond of shaving the hair. And maybe that the more you are saving, the more the good hair, maybe that. But anyway, they will be saving the hair. But without knowing why they are doing. It is, I am giving my head. In the northern India, it is the turban on the head of a man. If taking the turban means you are cutting his head. The pakdi utar diya means I have killed you. It is not really killing, but insulted. So here it says, if you don't know the meaning of that and performing, you are cheating people, and the effect of this won't be there. I went to a temple, it was the Kali temple. And the owner of the Kali temple, he was a good man, but he doesn't know the Sanskrit or in mantra. He hired a priest, and he also don't know the mantras of the Kali. He knows only Krishna, but Krishna is common, so he learned that. And when I went, he asked to perform some the ritual, and he was going on chanting the name of the Krishna, name of the Vishnu, and by that way he was chanting. Then afterwards, when there was no one, I told him, this is goddess Kali, and you are taking the mantra, uttering the mantra of Krishna. How come? You should learn the mantra of the Kali. Otherwise, standing before Kali, uttering the mantra of Krishna, no, both are same, na, and both may be same. But when you are performing a particular god or goddess, you should have those mantras. It is available. So learn it. Afterwards, I heard he left. One should not do that. Because the God, all are same. But you cannot take the name of one God and offer to another God. No. So he is asking, do you know you are going to organize this, but you know they were not knowing. So they were afraid. But that story we will have in the next Sunday discourse. In the Chandogya Upanishad itself, that describes actually mainly the yajna, so they give in more details about these sacrifices, yajnas. The main priest, they say in a yajna, there should be 16 people. And there is a main priest. He knows all the three Vedas. The three Vedi. In India, you know that surname. The three Vedi. One Veda, only Vedi. Krishan Singh Bedi was a good cricket captain. So this Vedi is one Vedi. Dvivedi, they know two Vedas, three Vedi, Chaturvedi. Chaturvedi is the highest. They know all the four Vedas, Rig, Sham, Yaju, Atharva. So the main priest is known as Brahma. And this Brahma will be assisted by three other priests. They have their names also, the titles, that these are the. So they will be assisting. So four people. Second priest who will be uttering the mantras from the Rig Veda. This is called Hota. And he will be assisted by another three. Because constantly you cannot chant the mantra. So you are going, if you go to the Hindu temple here, you will find then one is going on chanting, and when he is taking the breath, another is continuing. That they won't stop the mantra. So always the second assistant will be there. So here the second is Rig Veda, and his name is the Hota. He will be assisted by three. Third priest, he will be chanting from the Yajur Veda. They are all Vedi. One Veda they have memorized, they will be chanting from there. The Yajur Veda, his title is Ardhayu. He will be assisted by another three. And the fourth will be Samaveda. His name is Udgata. They are the singers, the Gan, so Gata. The Udgata are the three priests. Now this man, Usasti, he asked the Udgata, the fourth, you are going to chant, you are going to sing, but every song has a particular god, particular deity. Do you know him? He said, no, sir, you are not supposed to do it. Like that, he is asking the next one, the Ardhaju, then the Hota. No one could answer. Then he said, what is it? Without knowing, how can you do it? Look at this intelligence of this man. He went and he challenged them, and then they accepted. We do not know. We know the mantra, but we don't know the meaning of it. King noticed it. Then he came down and said, sir, where were you? I was searching for you. You know all the mantras and also the meaning. I appoint you as a priest, and please take care of my sacrifice. Then he said, I can do that, but you have to give me the equal salary that you are giving to these people. Then only I will do. So friends, we will stop over here. But we learn that one should not lose the dignity even in a very, very challenging situation, challenging condition. That is because you must have the confidence that I am going to do it, someday I will make it, but right this moment, if necessary, I will go and have some help from other people, but someday I will overcome it. This is called the self-dignity, that which we learn from today's the discussion. Thank you, friends. Let us have the Shanti 3 times and we conclude. Om Shanti, 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat.